Hello folks, I hope that you're having just a great day today and keeping yourself safe. Hey, today I want to take a look at another story in the Cthulhu Mythos. We're going to be taking a look at the Sign of Kutullu by David C. Smith. My copy of this is in a Cthulhu Cycle collection that was published by Chaosium. I'll link you to this collection in the comments below so that you can try to pick it up. Some of these collections are pretty expensive these days for fans, and so I don't know what the Cthulhu Cycle will be looked at. I haven't looked it up in the last probably few months and such on to get it up used, but I'll link you to it in case you're interested in checking it out. David C. Smith, this is the first time we've reviewed him. So he is a writer. He's born in 1952. He's written 18 novels. Most of these things that he writes are high fantasy. Many of them are set in either worlds that are inspired by Robert E. Howard or literally Robert E. Howard, as he writes 6 novels that are in the Red Sonja universe. You might know him as and then some of his other novels are written by a hero that's inspired by Conan the Barbarian. So he's written a lot of fantasy stuff, and that's where he's probably well known from. He's also published a lot of short stories, but we're going to be looking today at 1974's The Sign of Kutullu, which is written in this story. Now, I'm going to show you just how short this story is for you. That we'll be looking at today. It starts here at page 137 in my collection, and then literally 1 page later, 2 pages later, there it is, 1 paragraph at the end. So it's literally 3 full pages, and if you include the title card on that, and then the back page of that's less than the title card, so it's just 3 pages in this collection. It's not going to take you that long to read it, and that's fine. It's an enjoyable story. It's a nice little diversion. I'm going to be giving it a 7 out of 10. I think it's very well written by this gentleman. Now, in 1974, as you may remember, I have assigned various times in the Cthulhu Mythos into generations that I have sort of created, and this is in the 3rd generation that started in right around the publication of Tales of the Cthulhu Mythos by August Derleth in the early 60s, through Tales of the Lovecraft Mythos by Ramsey Campbell in right around 1980-81. So this is in the latter half of that. This era is dominated by Lynn Carter, who's kind of the ruler and the leader of the 3rd generation. A lot of writers who are writing the 3rd generation are writing things specifically in order to fill in the box and fill in empty spots in the Cthulhu Mythos. But this is not. It's very much a very different sort of story. It feels different. It reads different. And I think that therefore I want to bring it to you. Now, there's not a whole lot of synopses that I can do for what is literally a 3-page story in my oversized collection, right? So I'm not going to give you that much synopsis. Basically, the framing story opens up. There's this professor. A dark thing has happened to him, and you're going to start out and explore some of the things that this professor was doing. And on the first page, you're going to find out who the professor was, what the professor's thing was that he was exploring, who he was, what he was thinking. He had said that he had found this cuneiform tablet, which, if translated, would have us sort of completely reestablish antique theology. And this cuneiform tablet is obviously going to connect to the Cthulhu Mythos in some way. This is a Cthulhu Mythos story after all. And you're going to actually follow along in his notes for part of the story, for more than a page of the 3-page story. But the framing device is that a dark thing has happened to this professor of antiquities, who is very respected in the field, who thought that he had come across this cuneiform tablet that's going to rechange and refabricate the way that we think of antique theology. And that's it. I'll go ahead and leave you to it from there. But it's good. I think there's a lot of fun things happening in the story. What's going to happen next? What's going to happen to our professor? What's the mythos connections? I'll leave all those things to you if you're interested in checking it out. I've read this story now twice, and I've enjoyed it both times. So I thought I'd bring it to you as a review, 1974's The Sign of Kutullu. And then I'll go ahead and leave you to it. Have you read it? What'd you think of it? Did you want to talk about it more in the comments below? Is there any spoilers, anything that I didn't talk about here that you would like to talk about? I'd be happy to engage you with it further. If you enjoyed this video, please feel encouraged to hit the subscribe button. There's going to be so many more of these to follow. And finally, hey, I just want to thank you for taking some time out of your day and investing it in my video. We all have so many things happening in our lives, right? So the fact that you spent this time with me is incredibly humbling, and I really do appreciate it. So thanks so much, and have a great day.